Welcome back. Today's video, we're going to do some updates to our 6-core machine, since it's pretty well out of date, pretty obsolete now. I think that was a Phenom 2 X61035T chip in that or something on a old board that used DDR2 RAM. I believe it was an Asus board. Time to do some updating. So, of course, we went on Newegg and we got an MSI 970A-G46 board. Kind of like a middle of the road type board. Uses DDR3 RAM. This here 16 gig kit of Crucial Ballistix RAM. It's a DDR3 1600. Our AMD FX 6300 processor, 6-core. That's a 3.5 gigahertz. I believe it's a turbo of 4 gigahertz. And we're just going to repurpose the case. I've already prepped the case in anticipation. The parts literally just got here a couple minutes ago. So we're going to open up the case and we'll start preparing stuff, and we'll try and get a couple shots as we're going through with the video. Try and conserve a little bit of time and still make it interesting at the same time. So let me prep the board and we'll be right back. Okay, so I was just looking in the manual, and the manual actually says for the best dual channel operation with this particular board to use DIMM slots 4 and 2 first, or 2 and 4, however you want to say it. So that would be these two blue slots right here. So we're going to insert our memory modules. Okay, both locked into place. Always give a good tug just to make sure it's tight. That one's good. And we're going to insert the other one into this module right here. Like so. Okay. Now we'll prepare the processor. It'll be ready. Okay. Now we're going to insert the processor into its socket, like so. Just like that. Make sure this guy locks down in place. And good to go. And while we're here, I'm going to take the last little bit of Arctic Silver 5 that I got in this tube here and just put a little bit of it okay, that's more than enough. Okay, a lot of people will say that's too much, it's not enough, so on and so forth. In all actuality, we could actually take a spreader and spread it around, and there's a multitude of different ways you can apply the thermal paste. Folks, use what works best for you. If you've built a lot of systems like me, you know what you're doing, and you know what's going to work and what's not going to work. That blob looks a little bigger than it is, but it's actually not that tall. And as soon as we set that heat sink down, it's going to spread across the chip and have nice even coat across everything, and this system will never have heat problems with the processor. So let me get the heat sink on and finish prepping the case, and then we're going to install the board in the case. Alright, it's a little hard to see, but we were able to get the motherboard in there. And now we're just going to take care of tidying up the cables and put it all back together and fire it up. You'll see how Windows 10 works on this thing. Alright guys, and that's what the finished product should look like right there. Something kind of like that. This is a system that gets parts changed out fairly often, so we just tie the stuff up with wire ties. It's a small expense. We don't really get in too much into cable management with this, but I think it looks pretty neat. in there, and everything should work fine. We're going to leave the side cover off just for initial power up, just so we make sure that all the LEDs and everything works. And that's pretty much it as far as the building part of this. And when we come back, we'll just make sure that Windows 10's all activated and everything. Just don't trip the activation or nothing like that, because this was a fairly major change with the motherboard and the processor. So we'll see what happens with Windows 10, and then we'll come back to the video. Alright guys, everything's good. Picked up all the RAM, chips running full speed. The only issue we have, okay, it did trip the Windows activation, but we can take care of that. That's no problem. So anyway, we're going to call this one a success. I thank you guys for watching. Come on back to see more exciting videos in the future.